Hi, my name is Ryan, and this is a devlog for my current game in development called Dungeon Sandbox. A couple weeks ago, I released my game in early access on itch.io. The idea was to release it to a bigger audience to get more feedback, and also to build a community of players that are passionate about these types of games. Now, I wish I could say that the launch was super successful, and I had no issues, but it didn't. There were a ton of problems I had to work through. The first problem is the views are very good, but the click-through rate was about 1%. I think this is because the cover image was too dark and doesn't really give a good description of what the game's about. This was an easy enough fix. I just lightened the image. Just know, if you're designing an itch page, for some reason, the cover art's a little darker than in GIMP. The next problem I ran into was the game was getting downloaded, but never played. Now I can see this on my Strappy server, because when you make an account, it gets added to the database. And just as a side note, because I know some of you are wondering, I can't see your passwords. Strappy won't let me. Part of this is because of the login menu. Players just don't want to add an email to some strange game on the internet. For this, I added two features. The first is a guest login. Click one button and create an account. This was pretty easy. I just made some UI that randomly generates a login, and I added a feature where you can customize your username. This turned out to be a huge improvement, because everyone that's downloaded the game so far has made a guest account. The next feature I wanted to add support for was multiple accounts. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but just haven't had time. But I was rewriting the account system anyways, so I figure I'd add it. This was a little more difficult, because I already had players that had login info saved. So I had to check if they had a previously saved account and upgrade them to the new system. Also, there's a lot of variables if something goes wrong during the process, which I had to account for. I'm really happy with how the new account system turned out. Now, it's much easier for players to create an account. Unfortunately, this was not the only barrier. The biggest problem that I never even considered was the update system. I was promoting the game on Discord, and someone messaged me and told me that they tried to run the game and a program called Patcherexe tried to run. And this was very sus, and he wouldn't run the game. Originally, when the game first launched, it would check for updates, and if there was an update available, it would close the program and open the patcher. This was to get features to players faster, but also if a level was made with newer features and you were running an old version of the game, it would break. So I had to come up with a new way of updating the game. First, I started off by making updates optional. Next, I had to create a way that players couldn't play levels that were made with a newer build, because it might have features that weren't supported. So I came up with a versioning system for levels. When you upload a level, it saves the version that it was made with. Now, when you're searching for levels, it checks if the level was made with a newer version and asks you to update. I also made a little pop-up that tells you when there's an update available. And I made a new UI that explains the update process. I think this will create a good balance of getting players to play the game, but also allowing me to update on a regular basis. And I'm happy to say that now the amount of players have doubled, and I'm getting some feedback. So what now? I've decided to get more organized, so I've been adding all the suggestions to my Trello board. Also, I've created 2 more Trello boards, one for marketing. This is important because a lot of times I post to different social medias, and it's really hard to keep track of what does well and what doesn't. Also, I'm making another Trello board for my education. I think this is one of the most important things, because if I'm going to take this game from average to great, I'm going to need to grow as a developer. Alright, that's it for this week. Thank you for watching till the end of the video. If you haven't played my game, play it. It's 100% free. Also, get involved. I'm going to start a stream on YouTube called 30 Days of Dungeons. It's where I make a new dungeon every day, and you can stop by and ask questions and give some feedback. I would love to hear from you guys. So, if you like this video, like it and subscribe. Thanks for watching.